Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video I'd like to talk to you about two important discussions that are currently going on as countries reevaluate their economic systems. The first one is the minimum wage discussion, and in this discussion people are talking about how much an employee, so someone who works, should minimally be getting from a company. So minimum wage you're not allowed to give less than because then you would engage in criminal behavior. Um, the basic income discussion is one about whether there should be a basic income or not, because the basic income is one that you would get regardless of whether you're working. So everyone would get a basic income, even if you're staying at home or if you're watching TV, you will be getting the basic income. So there are people in favor and against both concepts, and that's what we will be talking about in this video. So let's first talk about the minimum wage. So the minimum wage, the discussion is particularly about how high it should be. People who are in favor of having a high minimum wage are saying that the minimum wage provides people their minimum livelihood, and that people who are appealing for a minimum wage are people who are the most vulnerable parts of society, and these people could engage in criminal behavior if they don't get enough money. These people could engage in stress, and with this they could get higher healthcare costs, and this could again hurt the economy. And these people, if they have more to spend, they will spend more, and this again should help the economy. People against high minimum wages, however, which are mainly businesses, are saying that high minimum wages are difficult to provide because it will hurt these businesses' profitability, so they may not be able to hire as many people, and this could increase unemployment. At the same time, businesses are saying that people should not get more money than they deserve. So there should be pay for performance, and minimum wages, if they are too high, they might disincentivize people to work. People might want to work less hard because the high minimum wage is entitling them of a high minimum wage already. So why should they work more? Two discussions here still unsolved, but in the US we see a trend towards a higher minimum wage, particularly so because people who are protesting are, of course, consumers. And if you as a company are not increasing your minimum wage but others are, for example, Amazon has increased it, Costco has, Target has, these are big US firms, and so if you are not increasing, well, then consumers might very well switch to a different company. Important here is, of course, that an increase in the minimum wage should not be too fast because companies should have the time to adapt, and that's why you see that in the US, federal minimum wage is going to increase by 2025. The basic income discussion is super interesting as well, and super important as well. So with the basic income discussion, basically what we're seeing is that people are thinking about the population's happiness, and if people, so the population, is provided a basic income, people in favor of the basic income are saying that this basic income are provide people their livelihood in a guaranteed manner. This will increase people's happiness, and this will go at the cost of, for example, healthcare costs. So those will be lower. People again won't engage in criminal behavior. But more interesting, so if people are guaranteed of an income regardless of what they do, people might experiment. They might choose a different career, a more interesting, a more productive career. And of course, it's the question whether this is going to happen, yes or no. On top of this, people are also saying that a guaranteed basic income takes away administrative costs because you don't have to check who is allowed to get the money because everyone is going to get a basic income. And this way, this decrease in costs on top of a potential increase in people's experimentation, decrease in healthcare costs, and decrease in criminal activity are making people be in favor of the basic income. But again, if we look at the other side of the medallion, the basic income may make people lazy, people may not experiment, And so all of this may simply be wishful thinking and maybe simply giving people money and in this way disincentivizing them to work, and this might actually kill a country's productivity. And actually in a recent experiment in Finland, we saw that people didn't experiment as much as was hoped for, and indeed this might perhaps be wishful thinking. So nowadays, mainly common practice is to give people a minimum wage that is sufficiently high for people to still want to work and through working get a higher income than the minimum wage, but people who are not able to work harder, to ensure that these people will at least have a minimum livelihood that will give them a certain level of happiness and certain level of prospects regarding the future that they need. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was useful. If so, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully we'll see each other again in future videos. Stay well.